Hey there, gamers. Welcome back to Cryptic Gaming. I hope you've been having a wonderful week. So, if you've been trying to run your Houston grinds today, you probably have ran into a few of the issues I'm fixing to talk about. I'm going to show you some workarounds real quick. If you're having this fort fault out on you, whether it's Tier 1 or Tier 2, I've been having a nightmare of a time with it today. And I'm going to show you what I ended up coming up with as a workaround. So, first and foremost, if you look through your little sight, your spotter glass, typically you can see that there is going to be a line that comes right around the fort here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take out, we're going to zoom in here, you're going to want to take out this lower section of wall here, typically first. And then I'll take out this section of wall here because it does the most damage. And then I'll move on to this tower. And then I'll move on to the upper tower. And then I move on to this side tower right here as well. And that is using my mortars and stuff. And this is before I initiate the plunder, because the second stage, which is the weak spot on this wall, we're going to come over here, it tends to fault out. I've been having issues with it all day. Now, ordinarily I would pull off of this grind, but because I am trying to build my helm materials up, and Houston pays the most, and typically there's double contracts, so you're looking at 2,044 of materials, over 2,000 materials of this stuff, and it's usually juniper berries and sugarcane is what it's been for me. Sometimes it's tobacco, whatever. Then you would have this section here to take out. Okay, so again, taking out the east side walls before you come into territory, and then taking out this section here that's typically going to get you where you can run it, because as soon as you start to plunder, it's going to be while you're taking out this section here. You've already completed everything. You start to plunder, the first section should go without a hitch. Focus in on that wall. Don't worry about the ships, just focus on that wall. Take that thing out. Once you get it out, then you can focus on the ships. And then you're going to want to come over here to the north side and take out this section here. Now, you're going to want to do a couple things. One, I'm going to show you where not to sit, because if you sit in this spot, I don't know what it is, but if you sit in this spot, your ship will automatically catch the ablaze effect with nobody around. It just continues to get ablazed. But you will take out this lower section of wall next, and then you're going to take out this section here. But if you sit right in line with this island right here, right where I'm at here, and you start focusing on this weak point here, when that weak point section comes up and you've taken out the walls and there's no ships in the bay, and you start focusing on this, your ship starts taking and catching a blaze effect, means it's on fire, and it starts to cook you down at an accelerated rate like I've never seen before, and it will continue to destroy your ship to make the plunder in for you. So make sure you're wearing Ouroboros armor here. Now, is this something that has been done intentionally or through incompetence? I can't really tell you that one way or the other, but what I can tell you is when they start talking quality of life, expect things to happen that are going to affect your grind, which makes me think that it's actually intentional. Now, if they are intentionally breaking aspects of the grind, then that is directly something that Singapore is doing, and it's not to reflect badly upon the Ubisoft Corporation. Now, I've seen a lot of comments when I have made videos to discuss some of these things in the past that blame a lot of this stuff on the Ubisoft home division. Now, the reason I have a problem accepting that is I just find it hard to believe that they're telling their developers and their programmers to program something in that destroys the game or an aspect of the game. I don't see a company doing that. That's shooting themselves in the foot. Understand, Ubisoft Singapore operates under an umbrella of Ubisoft, but they are their own production company, and they have their own developers and their own right of breaking games. So that's something that I'm seeing whenever we start seeing a lot of this stuff. Now, why would that be? Well, we see where they put limits on how much silver you can get. We've seen where stores like the Pinnacle store aspect broke for your heavy grinders who had a lot of materials. We were buying a lot of these cannons, and then suddenly the Pinnacle store became an issue for us, which they did get that fixed today. Now, something I have also noticed today is I've been running plunders all day, and not all of my plunders, most of them have been in tier 2. Not all of my plunders in tier 2 have been paying me SP to progress my smuggler points. I've gotten enough infamy over when I was playing my Xbox to complete all the way through our weekly again with no problem, but I've gotten one smuggler point out of an entire day of grinding and plundering forts. I've plundered probably 60 forts today, which should be in tier 1 the equivalent of 6 smuggler tokens. As you can see, I have one. So there's something else that's been affected in the game. I have reported these issues, but I wanted to make you aware of the issues that I've been able to find a workaround. Houston being the big one of it. Start at the south, focus on the walls before initiating that plunder, taking out that weak point as the aspect that will start your plunder. Just keep shooting it. It'll start to plunder automatically. Do not manually start the plunder. Just shoot at the weak spot and wait for that to come up. Your first tier completes pretty quick, and then resume shooting at that thing, and then move on to the north side of the fort. Do not sit directly across that fort when that upper weak spot is there, because you will catch a blaze constantly until it sinks your ship. I'm going to end the stream here. We're going to tack that in so you can watch those videos, guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I hope this video has helped you continue your grind. Have a wonderful day.
Hey there, gamers. Welcome back to Cryptic Gaming. I hope you've been having a wonderful week. So, since we've been getting a lot of these quality of life type of updates and things like that, you probably have noticed that some of these forts are starting to kind of act up. You're getting areas where wall sections are respawning, or perhaps even Megafort Houston has been breaking for you. Now, I've been having some issues grinding this since the most recent reset over on Xbox and PlayStation, so it was not console specific for me, at least. But I'm going to show you what I've ended up coming up with to fix this. Now, the reason I wanted to make sure I could figure out how to do this properly and get the information over to you is there's quite a bit of helm materials when you get those contracts. They're usually 1,022 per contract. Plus, of course, you're getting those 50 SP plus the 180 if you're in Tier 2 or 100 if you're in Tier 1. And you can use this in Tier 2 or Tier 1 either way. I've tried it in both tiers here. We're going to show you the steps of doing it. I'm going to explain it, and then I'm going to show you the actual video running through this thing, how to actually complete it. Now, this is if you're having issues with the walls, one, respawning, but two, where it faults out. You know what it is on that second stage, that weak spot on the wall, it tends to mess up. So I'm going to show you how to work around that. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to the necropolis. You want to approach Houston from the south. Yes, it does matter, and you're going to find out why it matters pretty quick. Now, approaching this from the north, you can take out the north side of the walls and things like that. But typically, you run into a situation where you've got so many ships in the area, you're trying to take out that little section wall, you got a lot of ships, or you've got extra walls. And if you don't take that thing out very quickly and stay concentrated on it, you're going to end up in a situation where it stops taking damage, and you can't get through it. So, your first best bet is to, one, attack the aspects of the wall here on the east side, ignoring the north of the wall to begin with. You come in on the south end, take out those walls, then focus just on the weak spot. And again, I want to tag in a video showing it, but we're going to show you each and every area here how to progress through this thing when you're having those issues. It's been driving me nuts all day. I got really irritated with it earlier today and had to pull off my grind. Now, this is not a game-breaking type of a deal by any means, but it can be a grind breaker if you're working on the helm, because most of your contract items with the highest payouts are for Megafort Houston. So when you see this come up, it's a really great thing to have when the fort works properly. So typically what I do not cross into the border here. So you should be able to see the border, see that boundary there. You want to be on this side of that boundary when you start your approach and you begin taking out the fort. Now, let's drop anchor here. Now, first off, what I typically take out is I will start on this section of the wall here, and then I will move over to this section. It looks like somebody's actually taking the fort out. Okay, we'll see how it works out for him. But I approach from this end, it always breaks the fort. So I'll start in here, and then I'll take over this section here, and then take out this section of the wall, and then that next section, and of course the upper tower. I then move into a position where I can focus on the weak spot. The reason I do that is because I run into issues. Actually, this might not be a player. This may just be an enemy ship. No, it's a player. These videos are always easier to do when you don't have another player in here. But okay, he didn't last long. So we're going to go ahead and take out, like I said, we'll take out this section. We'll go ahead and work it. We're going to take out this lower wall here. I wouldn't have to get in close. I thought we might have to, but I think we're going to hit it. Now, make sure you got plenty of food, because you're going to have to brace through this stuff. Now, you can use that worm's hide and things like that, but it's not necessary here in Tier 1. Obviously, Tier 2, you're going to want to have as much edge as you can. Watching for those flashes. And once you make it through that section of it, we'll go ahead and take out the rest of this. We'll take out this section of wall here, this tower, I should say. This is another thing here. Did you notice how that ship jerked hard to the left and then back to the right? That is something that has been going on quite a bit here lately. And this is directly related to them working on that little twitch tick that we noticed in the ship originally, and it's become a violent jerk. So hopefully this is something we're going to get them fixed pretty quick. So again, kind of bump bracing. Focusing again on this. We want to take out some of this. We got a little sharpshooter here bothering us. This is why it's best if you can get into the territory without another player rallying the fort up first. And I can't even hit this guy as close as we are. The ship's jerking left and right so violently. Like I said, this is one of those things where they've made the game where it's really hard to do anything with the large ship, but I'm noticing it even with our medium ships here lately. Okay, when you start seeing these things flash violently and it almost makes contact, brace up. Okay, now we're going to focus on this other section wall here. Now we will need to pull up just a little bit to actually hit this section up here with our Mons mortar here. Again, staying out of the zone because we don't want to actually aggro the fort into starting the plunder yet. This is the trick, don't start that plunder yet. Now I was originally going to talk through the stages, but I think it's going to be easier to show it, but I haven't showed the other video that we've attached to it here. Okay, we're going to pop this thing here. Alright, so let's get that. So I'll take this wall out here without actually making the plunder start. We'll see how it works out for us. And it started. That's the danger zone. So this kid actually fell on us. We'll hope it not. Hope it doesn't. Actually, it looks like we were at a third stage of a plunder. So that guy must have actually started the plunder earlier. Is what I'm guessing. And it may have actually glitched out on him. So we'll have to see if it worked. If not, we'll have to start the video over because it does look like this wall is... Okay, we can actually drop in on it. Looks like it's going to destroy it here, so... I've noticed we've been getting a lot of barrel rise recoil in this, like it's a gun we're shooting, but it's not. We're shooting a ship, and the cannon rise, I guess, or the aim rising of this large ship, because to me it seems like it's worse than it is on small ships, and you wouldn't think that it would be. It's the same type of weapon, so that's how you're going to get past that. Now, I've not been having a lot of issues with the other sides of the wall, it's just basically that one there, so we'll go ahead and finish out this plunder here. Looks like there may be something on the north wall here to take out. like I said, that other player that was over here a minute ago, it's like he actually started this plunder. Vic Rod, XD, whatever his name was there, says he's left the plunder, so it's like he actually started it and then left. But I've been noticing a lot of issues with the forts today, so we're talking Picasso, Preemy, even Dooster with the walls. You know, I say walls, I'm talking about the cannon towers and the walls that actually fire. A lot of them have been giving a lot of issues with respawning right in the middle of a plunder. And I'm not exactly sure why that's been happening. All I can say is it seems like it's directly part of the quality of life improvements that they do, because every time they start working on quality of life improvements, we start running into these types of issues. Making it almost impossible to hit these cannons, this issue is. So I had actually switched over to my schooner earlier today. Mostly because of so many issues with the aiming of this frigate. And I've been using this frigate since it came out and have had zero issues, got pretty proficient with it, and now it's like when you're aiming. So if you look here, let's get up here to the front. So we're holding true, but you probably don't notice it too much here. But when we start actually aiming at a ship, let's see if we can get someone where we can actually try and sight in on them. Thank you. See what I'm saying is it jerks hard left and then it'll jerk hard right. You can't really aim in on it. And then it'll start jerking straight up on you too. So I'm not entirely sure what the thinking was in that. If they're calling that quality of life improvement, I don't see it. Same thing with limiting the amount of these silver chests. People, now I don't buy them, it's not something I need, but people are grinding out their guild marks to get those chests, and now they're making it so there's a limit and you can't buy as many. Seems like it's just a serious issue within their idea of quality of life versus our idea of quality of life. I'm a little disappointed that this guy popped in, started a plunder and took off. I'm gonna have to restart this video because that's really, it's just, it is what it is. It's not exactly what I was hoping to do here, but get a lot of these people, they see you do something and they come over and they think they'll start it and you're coming to complete it for them, and they get blowed up and they just take off. So, I don't know. Different kind of players than I'm used to playing with, I think. Okay, getting this box here again. Getting in position for this wall. This is another area where it can fault out on you. Now the other walls, they have more of an issue of respawning. I'm not having any issues with it actually faulting out on the weak spot. Only Meg Fort Houston is when it tends to do that. At least for me. If it's been doing it for you, definitely come in and let me know. I'm not sure why I keep catching on fire. There's nothing around it setting me on fire, so like that. We made it past that stage of the wall though, so. I don't know, guys. I am a die-hard supporter of this game usually, but whatever they done last night during this update, they have done some serious harm on this game. It's making it to where I almost don't even come out playing it until they fix it. I don't know when the next update, I guess, will be another Tuesday morning deal. Maybe that was the intention. It seems like when you start grinding a lot, they start breaking a lot of stuff in the game. Now, whether that's intentional or through incompetence, I'm not entirely sure, but it's one or the other, so. And this video didn't turn out exactly how I was wanting. I wanted a real nice, smooth tutorial, but I'm glad it happened. I really am, because people need to be aware of some of the issues we're running across on this stuff, guys. I mean, this is not year one. This is year two, almost 2.5 years into it, and we're seriously looking at, well, I guess it's actually a year and a half into, not 2.5. We're in year two, but 4.5 years into this game releasing, and we're having like entry-level stuff. But as far as why a ship is catching on fire for no reason, or the sails breaking for absolutely no reason, that's beyond me. I'm not sure that's something that's, like I say, it's new. It has to do with the quality of life. They would increase quality of life in this game to make your ship just blow up for no reason, apparently. Alright, so we did complete, so approach from the south, you'll be able to complete it. Be aware you're probably going to blow up when you catch on fire from absolutely nothing, and it continues to set you ablaze. Again, nothing setting you ablaze, so nobody killed you, you just get killed. You know, you just get sunk, that's just the way it works. But I'm going to go to the restroom, and I think I'm going to try to clean the video up a little bit. We're going to make sure we add that clip in there so people can see what's going on, though. It's becoming a sickening situation to me. I'm just, like I said, it's one of those things where I wanted to make a really good video to help the gamers out, and it ended up turning into just another CF from Ubisoft Singapore division. There's so many people who want to blame Ubisoft division, the main hub of Ubisoft, and cut Singapore some slack. Keep in mind, it's the programmers and the developers of Singapore who make this under the Ubisoft umbrella. It is not the Ubisoft home office doing this game, so it is out of Singapore. So all these issues you're running into, that's directly their fault. So I'm gonna hop off here and have a wonderful day.